Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Pocono Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Pocono Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Pocono Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why Pocono Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
your time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from third to first in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change, with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
Welcome to another All-Star 15 TV production. Brought to you by W Energy.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV on the broadcast tonight. It is race number 14 of the ACAR Xfinity series, brought to you by the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. We are coming to you live from Pocono Raceway in Long Pond, Pennsylvania. It's looking to be a good one. Joining me up in the broadcast booth, it's the one, the only, Mike Kimpiggio.
AJ, how we doing? Everybody at home, how is everybody doing tonight? Yes, AJ, we're up here in the Pocono Mountains for a wild race ahead on this tricky triangle, so this should be a lot of fun here tonight.
I hope so. It's going to be a lot of fun. 70 laps around Pocono Raceway. One of my all-time favorite tracks on the sim. Only broadcasted, I think, maybe once or twice. But love driving it. The old ARCA cars or even the old trucks are fun here to run around. But Mike, what are we here to kind of expect with Pocono Raceway? 3 different turns and no turn 4 with the longest front stretch on the NASCAR circuit.
Yeah, AJ, that we're going to see, especially down these straightaways, a lot of on-throttle time, a lot of good RPMs. The draft will play a factor going down the straightaways, but these corners are so different. Each is after each different track, so you really have to attack all 3 quarters differently, and you're not going to be good in each one of them. You're going to be probably good in either 1 or 2 of them, but not all 3.
Let's hit your starting lineup while everybody is getting to their cars, getting them fired, and getting ready to go. Josh Vidal, Daniel Krim, your front row. Charles Robertson, Dennis Wilder in row 2. Row 3, it's Tyler Ensling and Nate Orlowski. Then in row number 4, Scott Ramler and Shanae Jenkins. Hopefully I say that right. I apologize if I don't. In row number 5, rounding out the top 10, it's Nolan Starkey and Dallas Driscoll. Mike, take us to, I think it's like 14 or 15.
Yeah, so obviously Joe Hutchins is in race control, so he's not starting 11th. Twisted starting 12th. Can you hit the next screen for me?
Oh, I thought he did. I apologize. There it is.
I just want to make sure this is going to line up what I had. But, is that Miranda Rose in 13th? I want to say. Ryan Fry in 14th.
And I think that might be it.
Yeah, that might be it, because none of the guys behind them set a time, and we're rolling out what we got.
All right, Mike. Back to the question I asked you right before we did the grid. What does Pocono normally bring as a racing series?
Well, AJ, it's going to be a lot of fuel mileage racing, so this is going to be it's going to be interesting, especially Pocono's used to having a lot of green flag runs on it, so I'm looking forward for strategy central here tonight, especially on the fuel window.
And before we get the race underway, I know we got a little bit of time, but let's talk about the point standings coming into tonight's race. Josh Vidal sitting king of the mountain with tonight's race and next week's race to crown a champion, sitting at 148. Charles Robertson sitting at 146. Then it's Daniel Krim with a 136. So from first to third is 12 points. From first to second, it's 2 points. And Josh Vidal and Charles Robertson are starting nose to tail on that inside lane to start this race. Lot of playoff points within those first couple spots there, Mike.
Yes, indeed. So a lot of good points battling here. It's very tight. We got 2 races left tonight. Next week at Charlotte. So AJ, this is gonna be fun, and we got top 2 championship contenders right there on the front row.
There we go. There goes the pace car. Waiting for the green flag. There it is. And we are a go. Put 70 laps on the board and away the Xfinity Series for ACAR gets going. Such a long straightaway into turn number 1. They stay side by side as Vidal is going to creep out. But look at the run off that Krim has. Holy cow.
That was a big run right there. And now Josh is going to have no help at the bottom. Charles Robinson is going to stay to the outside. And it looks like that Tyler Hessing right there, he's going to stay to the outside. Vidal going to try to chop him off in the tunnel turn.
Oh, it's Krim's in the wall out of the tunnel turn.
The turn 2 is a very hard turn to run double file, so you're going to see a lot of those guys single file out going through that turn. Oh, Krim's high off at 3, and this is going to allow Charles Robinson to get a big run right here. Oh, we got somebody in the back going around, and the caution's out.
That looks like it's Miranda Rose.
Hard impact right there. And to pit road.
Number 5 of Dallas Driscoll.
It looks like Rose was loose that entire way in 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah. Tills the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And nothing for the 5. That could have been a lot worse for that number 9, though.
Looking like a Ross Chastain paint scheme on that 9 car.
I think it said Capote. Yeah, you're right. Well, lap 2, first caution of the evening. Thank all our wonderful sponsors in the description of the video. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, just jump down the description and check them out. But Mike, this whole season has come down to the final 2 races, and we have a 3-car battle for the championship. What are you expecting with those championship contending drivers here this evening?
Well, it's going to be very tightly contested because all 3 of them look like they have strong cars here. So they're going to all 3 going to be racing for the win and who can get the most amount of points. So this is going to be very, very interesting because I don't know how, if they finish all together too, it's like we're going to go to Charlotte next week and it's still going to be very, very tight.
Remember, it's just 1 point per position. And to get points, you have to be a league driver or commit to being in the league. But it looks like we have 2 takers down on pit road. It's Scott Ramler and Twisted, both coming down pit road. Mike, you caught something during qualifying that had you belly laughing for quite a bit, and it has something to do with that 11 car. What happened?
Scott Rambler, man, turned around on pit road, took off on his qualifying lap completely backwards. That was very impressive. That's for sure. That was very impressive, but that was funny. Scott's normally known for the backwards, driving after the checker flag, but I've never seen that happen on a qualifying attempt before, so that was pretty...
The sad part is, if he would have kept it the whole 2 laps, he probably would have been faster than at least one or two people.
That's how much of an alien that man is.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I wouldn't be surprised if it ever happened. Him being like a stunt driver for a movie.
Tom Cruise is retiring from his stunts now, so call Scott Rambler up.
Yeah, but I think the issue is Scott doesn't look like Tom Cruise.
He doesn't, but I mean, he can still test the machine out forever. Who's going to be taking over
that? For one heck of a parody movie. Not gonna lie.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like Mel Brooks Spaceballs when they captured the stunt doubles and they look nothing alike.
He is Speed.
The light should be going off on the pace car, and it does. Rambler back down pit road, and so is Twisted. I wonder if they're just topping off on fuel to just go those extra couple laps. Yep, and that is exactly what happened. Both of them come down, stop for what it feels like just 5 seconds, and back out they go.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they could possibly get right around that 15 to 20 lap green flag mark on fuel.
We'll see.
Throw wrenches and everything, Mike.
I was gonna say, AJ Scott's gonna be the one that, for some reason, he's gonna stretch the fuel and it's just gonna blow everybody out of the water.
Yeah, if Scott's like Batman. If you give him time to prepare, you could be in trouble.
Wouldn't he be Bateman in this scenario, though?
I love that commercial. It's so stupid, but it's so funny.
I know, right? Well, let's see. We're going to have a big restart here with these two guys up front, Krim and Robinson.
And Vidal's sitting in third.
Especially if this thing goes green, you need to make all the passing that you can do right away.
And green. There it is. Green flag back in the air. And a little bit of a tire spin from our first couple drivers. No battle for P1. P2 has the battle. That's Vidal in the 26, Robertson in the 18. Hessling in the 16 Chorus Light Supra, trying to fill a spot on the outside. It looks like through turn 1 and 2, if you can hook up that middle lane and get to somebody's outside, you'll have a really nice hole shot down towards turn
2. Nice hold off pass right there by Robinson. Was able to stay side by side through the tunnel, and he's able to make that hold off of Vidal, and Vidal's gonna slide up behind him off of 3.
Vidal had to get out of the gas. That's gonna open up the door for Hessling.
Coors Light paint scheme in a Toyota. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
What, it used to be a Chevy?
Coors Light used to be Dodge back in the day. Sterling Marlin.
So I was just completely way off.
It's okay.
maybe we'll get another manufacturer soon.
Yeah, there's rumored to have one coming in the Truck Series next year, but we'll see.
We talking Mopar?
That's what I'm thinking.
Hessling, I really think we might see Vidal go for a ride in a lap or so. That 16 is very aggressive right now.
Now, right behind those guys, looks like Nate Orlowski's trying to get to the inside of Noah Starkley off of 3.
It's the other way around. Starkley passed him on the outside. Nate's trying to hold on to the position.
Looks like Ryan Fry's trying to make a pass here, going into 1.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in the race.
Oh, Starkley's in the wall.
That's twice he's done that, Mike. I'm happy you caught it this time because we caught the back end of that last lap. 1 and 2 has not been Starkley's friend.
And it's easy, AJ2, to overdrive turn 1, especially when you're full throttle down that front straightaway.
But up front, Daniel Krim by 2.5 tenths. Then it's Charles Robertson in second, half a second back to Josh Vidal, and then another half a second back to Tyler Hessling with 7 tenths back to Nolan Starkley. That's your top 5 on how they run.
We got a battle for the lead. Robinson's all over the bumper all of a sudden over Krim. He's going for the lead here in 1.
Robertson got a great launch out of turn number 4. Krim goes to the outside to protect.
Oh, he's way up there.
He's way out of the groove. That's going to keep them even off of turn number 2. You can't go too wide during the tunnel turn, but they're going to try to make it work.
And cleared him. Nice pass.
Exactly what Robertson needs to do. He's down 2 spots. He's got 2 spots on Vidal. Daniel Krim needs them both to wreck. As we just put lap 9 on the board, going to lap number 70. AJ Capola, Mike Campiggio up in the broadcast booth. There are your top 4 drivers as they come off of turn number 2. A little bit further back, let's jump to Nate Orlowski because he has a train behind him. Orlowski, Starkley, Driscoll, Ramler, Jenkins, and Fry just a little bit further back. As Ramler's looking for a pass on the 5. Heading into turn number 3, and he's going to make the pass and make it look easy as there's contact between the 20 and the 29.
Yep, that was contact right there. Driscoll's trying to push Ramler now down the front straightaway. Looks like we got Jenkins back there too, catching on these guys too.
Mike, I know we talked a little bit about it last week, trying to hype up this week's race, but the 3 turns at Pocono, completely different turns. I'll let you go into which turn is the most difficult and why. But turn number 1, 14 degrees of banking. It is modeled after the right-handed dogleg of Trenton Speedway. Turn 2, which they call the tunnel turn, 8 degrees, replicates Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then turn number 3 is 6 degrees, and that is inspired by the Milwaukee Mile. Hardest turn on the racetrack, Mike, and why?
My answer would be turn 3, because for some reason, whenever I'm in a car or a truck here, turn 3, I always stink in turn 3. I can never get that down properly. That's just my personal feelings toward that.
Yeah, turn 3 for me has always been an issue. I don't know why. I always seem to overdrive turn 3. Turn 1, probably the easiest turn in the racetrack. The tunnel turn, if you back it up just a little bit, you'll be fine. Turn 3 is very, very easy to overdrive.
Yeah, it looks
especially
like
if you have somebody to their outside.
Yeah, it looks like Krim was able to get back around Robinson there for the lead. Now Vidal's going for second.
And here is that pass. Going into turn number 3, just a lap ago. Yeah, we'll speed it up for you. And there it goes. It's like, oh, he just gets out front here. Yeah, but when does he complete the pass?
I tell you, Nate Orlowski right now, he is in a battle right here.
Look at Rambler, though. Rambler up to 5th. He was just right around these guys. And now he's just pulling away. And last time by, he was the fastest driver on the racetrack by easily 3/10.
And everybody behind him's seen him and his mirror getting closer and closer and closer, and they're like, oh, nuts.
He was the fastest on the racetrack once again by 0.17. Closest to him was the driver in second, Charles Robertson. Jump on board with Scott Rambler. See if you could see anything, Mike, on where he's gaining all this time.
I think Scott's just so much of a tactician, and he's so smooth with the throttle and the steering. It's... You want to know who races iRacing right? Follow this man.
Would you say he's a smooth operator?
He's a smooth operator, as Carlos Sainz would say.
Yeah, what speaking of F1 drivers, we have a huge weekend of racing, and I'm pretty sure it's probably your favorite weekend of the year.
Outside of the Daytona 500? Yeah, probably.
Oh, so you still put Daytona over this? Wow.
I mean, I don't put it over that, but I'm saying those two weekends together, like my favorites of the entire year.
Oh, okay. I got you, fam. So we start out in Monaco, probably the most boring race of the day.
And it'll be the final time that Monaco's on Memorial Day weekend, too.
Is it really?
Yep, they're moving it off Memorial Day weekend.
Are they going to put something in its place?
I don't know what's going in its place, but I know they're moving it more to June.
Oh, wow. Watch they'll come do like the Miami Grand Prix. That way they're in the U.S. for Memorial Day.
That'd be something.
Or COTA, or... it's probably too hot for Texas. Probably too hot for Florida as well. But then you are attending the 112th? No. Which running is this for the Indy 500?
109th, because next year will be 110.
I was close. I was on the overside, though. How excited are you for that? And real quick, what are your thoughts on Penske?
Well, Penske cheated, and they got caught. That's all I know, and they now took their actions against the guys inside the team, so I'm not surprised. But I'm looking forward to the race on Sunday. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Going with a good group of guys. Should be a fun time. Hoping Kyle Larson does really well in his double attempt and getting back from the race in time to watch the first ever NASCAR on streaming on Prime.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you guys were sitting in that parking lot for quite a while.
Yeah, that was a whole thing last year, but we'll see. We'll see how it is this year. Could a new year, new traffic pattern, supposedly, but we'll see.
They said that last year. But we have a 4-car battle now for the lead. Scott Rambler has caught the group in just 5 laps. He went from 7th to 4th, and he is right on the heels of these drivers.
Will Vidal make a 3 wide going into 1? What will he do?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to risk it with Daniel Krim. As I say that, I said that. And he's going to lose the spot and lose a lot of ground with it.
Oh, Hessling in the wall for turn 1 back there. He smacked that pretty well.
Hey, he's trying to put some skew back into it.
And look at how much time Rambler just gained right there in the tunnel. My goodness. He's going to be in second place.
It's like it's not even fair. Him starting all the way back in 7th, coming down pit road off the first caution. Oh, Krim is hard in the wall. Again. It's another reason why I said turn 3 is very, very difficult here. But Scott going all the way back to 12th place and just making the run, and it takes less than 15 laps to do it. He's up to second and now going to challenge for the lead. He's not even going to worry about the draft from Robertson. He's worried about getting a good tunnel turn. And if it's anything like last lap, he is going to gain a lot of time.
Yep, he got a really good run right there. He's closing in. Don't know if he'll make the pass going into 3, but off turn 3, I would expect Rambler to get a good draft down that front straightaway and try to go for the lead in turn 1.
Jump on board with Sky Rambler.
Robinson trying to break the draft.
He's just so smooth. And while the 18 kind of washes just a little bit coming out of turn 1, sorry. Scott's just able to keep it down towards the yellow line and continue with a good run. He is there.
He's there. He's got the clean air on the left front of that car. Robinson's trying to keep him behind him, but Scott's going to make the move here.
Scott's going to make Robertson make a mistake here. And that could be fatal to his championship.
Heck, he might be even side by side going into 1 here. Well, no, he wasn't. Wasn't far enough up there.
Watch how much longer Scott stays on that yellow line and then slowly drifts up towards the top.
He's getting that machine to rotate so much more in the center of the corners than everybody else.
And he didn't take tires. He just took fuel on lap number 3 right before we went green.
Oh, there's the run right here. He's going to pull out to the inside. I bet you going into 3. Yep, here we go.
Oh boy, here we go into the tunnel turn. Neither of them giving way, side by side. I thought that was the tunnel turn. Oops.
Robinson hanging tough here.
That outside lane is gonna give him at least a little bit of an advantage to hold on to the position. But does Rambler throw it into turn number 1? Gonna keep it even. Pulls ahead just slightly and slap job.
Look at that. Power down. He was able to get the power down a little bit later than what Robinson has, and he just, boom, right to the lead.
That was amazing. Now, here's the thing. How is he going to fare when he has to pull away? Can he pull away?
We'll have to see.
Joe in the chat said, someone needs to tell Scott to stop playing with his food. But the 2 teammates right behind him in 3rd and 4th, the 47 of Krim, the 26 of Vidal, they're separated just by 2/10. A little bit further back, you have Jenkins and Driscoll. That's for 6th. You have Ryan Fry in 8th plus 6 spots, basically on an island of his own, running a Monday night paint scheme, Monday Night Raw paint scheme.
Is that Rhea Ripley on the side of his machine?
I wouldn't be surprised. I see Penta right there.
Wow. Okay. That's good. Nice. Nice paint scheme, bro. Oh no!
It's like he heard us talking about him.
He just put this. I think that Rhea Ripley was on the right side of that car. He just put Rhea Ripley in the wall.
Yep, that is Rhea Ripley.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good.
That's gonna hurt as both Krim and Vidal are in the wall out of 3.
We got first pit stop underway. Dallas Driscoll's. He's in pit road. First
about
one of the
20 laps in.
over under 15 seconds by the time the end of this race comes for Scott Rambler.
Him leading?
Yep, by 15 or more seconds. Over
I don't
under.
know. Robertson, he's not pulling crazy away from Robertson. It's two and a half tenths. It's not a lot. Usually if Scott has that dominant of a car, he's pulled away by a second plus by now.
Well, I also got to think too about green flag pit stops. How good can you get on and get off pit road?
And Scott hasn't raced in the ACAR Xfinity series for a while. Is he a little rusty? Will he make a mistake on entry or on exit? And look at that. Tyler Hessling with the fastest lap of the race. A 54.96. Yowie wowie. And as we were talking about it, Mike, he's starting to walk away. Not by a lot. By about a tenth and a half a lap. And if you do that over a full run, you're looking at a pretty nice gap as Twisted and Jenkins are both on pit road. Here comes Charles Robertson as well. This is probably a really good move. Krim. Holy smokes. I wouldn't be surprised if that 47 was speeding.
We'll have to see what happens if he's coming back down pit road again.
Watch this. This is Krim's entry.
Getting in there aggressive and ooh, well, that's gonna be close.
I think he was way over. Just me, I don't know. But Rambler now, he's got to come to pit road within the next couple laps because you are giving time off. You're looking at about a second and a half over a run. I know he came down pit road a couple laps later.
He's gonna stay out.
Yeah. He hit pit road on lap 3 under our first caution. And he's going to utilize those couple extra pace laps, basically. Hessling in second. Robertson in third. Vidal fourth. And Krim, guess what? He was held on pit road and is currently being held on pit road.
Oh, that's not good.
That could be terminal to his championship hopes. If we don't get a caution this evening, Krim ain't looking that good.
Now I think you called it, AJ, that he was going to be caught speeding there.
As Rambler's going to stay out another lap. As they're drag racing into the tunnel turn. Now, Mike, I know we were talking about what you want to see this weekend. Who are your favorites in all 3 races?
I guess from Monaco, I will have to go I'll go. I don't know who I want to go with. I'll go Lando Norris is what I'll go with for Monaco. Indianapolis 500, I will have to say. I don't know what Indy's going to produce. Maybe Scott Dixon. And then for the Coke 600, I would probably say. I don't even know who I want to say for. I don't know who I want to say for Coke 600. I would have to say maybe Larson or Bell. Probably would be the two strongest guys.
Depending on how good Larson does in Indianapolis, I'd be curious to see if he can come back and run well at the Coke 600. I don't know about Monaco. I kind of with you with Norris. But honestly, with the first two races, you can give me a McLaren in the morning, a McLaren in the afternoon, and a Hendrick car at night, I'll be happy.
I'd like to see Chase Elliott or Alex Bowman or somebody else on Hendrick try to get their first win of the season, so we'll have to see.
Well, Robertson has taken the race lead over. Here comes Scott Rambler. Scott might have been held for a little while, too. No, he had a full 54-second pit stop. Oh, no, he was held. He was held 40 seconds.
Yeah, he must have been caught speeding, too.
And that puts him down 40 seconds.
We'll have to see if he can regroup now.
Well, Rambler and Krim are now on the same strategy, Mike.
Yes, they are. We'll have to see if either one of those can rebounce. They may need a caution, but we'll see.
I don't know, Joe. Is it a McLaren sweep if Hendrick wins at night? I know they got the partnership for Kyle. But we have a battle brewing. Hessling and Driscoll for that third position. Heck of a run by Driscoll.
Yeah, he's going to the inside right here.
Looks like he's going to make the pass.
Oh, he's going to fight back. Essling's going to fight back here. And he gets it done.
Yeah, it looks like the 16 had to back out of it just a little bit. Now he's going to have Jenkins on the back bumper.
Jenkins is going to try to attack him here into the tunnel. He's got a big run on him. He's going to go in there. Here we go. Oh, he forced it in there.
Wow.
He gets it done.
And that 16 is on 3 to 4 to, looks like for Robertson and Vidal, 5 lap older tires to the cars in front of them. That could be doing a lot to him. And looking at lap times, Scott Rambler, once again, the fastest driver on the racetrack. But I don't think tenths matter at this moment. He very much needs a caution to get put back into this race, basically. From the leader, he's 42 seconds back. Now Nate Orlowski is even threatening to take a top 5 position away.
Nate's been pretty solid here tonight, so this is good to see. And I think it's Nate Orlowski's birthday today, too.
Yes, it is. Happy birthday, Nate. Had to think about that for a second. Because I know I wished him a happy birthday. I just thought it was yesterday. As he's going to the inside of Hessling on the front stretch, trying to make the pass. Let's see if it's going to work out as he's going to throw it into turn number 1 on the inside. Makes the pass. Going to wash up in front of the 16.
No, he's going to keep him behind him.
Wow.
Nice move. Nice move. And Driscoll and Jenkins here. Ooh, Jenkins is all over the back bumper off of 2. He had a really bad tunnel turn that time.
It's going to open up the door for the 19. Probably coming out of turn 3 here. Let's see. Just under a half a second separating them. Down to 4/10. Into turn 1, just 3/10. Great racing for third, Mike.
Very good racing for third.
Oh, just listen to the 19's tires screeching. Oh, he's getting tight. He's getting tight.
Oh, he's on the wall. It keeps on going.
Now, with these Xfinity cars, Mike, you can really put a pounding on them and continue going, unlike the next-gen cars.
Yeah, the composite bodies, you hit the wall and that thing just, boom, pops right out.
Yeah, we can buff that out.
Wax on, wax off. But AJ, I think we're going to be in here. This is going to be a long green flag run to the end. Just based on how everything's spread out and everything, this is going to be... I think that's what we're going to be seeing here.
With that, we are just shy of halfway, Mike. Charles Robertson, currently your race leader as he crosses the start-finish line for a lap 35. Almost 3 seconds back is Josh Vidal. Another almost 3 seconds back is Dallas Driscoll and Sinead Jenkins. In 5th, you have Nate Orlowski, Tyler Hensling in 6th. 7th, it's Scott Rambler, who, when he got out of pit road, he was about 47 seconds back. He's cut that down to just shy of 40. So maybe there's hope. We'll have to wait and see. Ryan Fry in 8th and Daniel Krim in 9th. And those are your drivers here on the lead lap at Pocono Raceway. The penultimate race of the ACAR Xfinity Series schedule. But Mike, I really think tonight's going to be a huge points show for Robertson and Vidal. Right now, it's still Josh Vidal with a 1-point lead over Charles Robertson.
I think the biggest thing, depending on how the rest of this race plays out, of course, but I think the biggest thing is this is going to hurt Krim's chances for next week.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, we still have half the race to go, so we could see something else twist and turn here, obviously, too.
I mean, it's NASCAR. What's NASCAR without a late race caution?
You're not wrong.
But with that said, as Robertson crosses the start-finish line,
let's just not have Michael Waltrip anywhere near our flag stand ever again. I'd be happy with.
We're gonna step away for just a second. We'll be right back, everybody.
The best. You can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Platte Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McCody Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McCody Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back. Sorry to bring you back so abruptly. It looks like Tyler Hesling has had to jump to pit road, trying to figure out what happens here. Well, he's completely blinked out. What? So we're on board. We're with the far chase cam of the 16. And he just blinks out. Oh, comes back. Oh, you could see him riding up against the wall. Waiting to see him reappear. Everything is still green at the moment. Trying to figure out when this caution... There he is. He's back. He's stuck in the fence.
Oh my goodness, I just walked back down here and...
And that's when they throw the
What
caution.
happened?
He has to jump to pit road. It looked like the 16 blinks out and continuously blinks out. And when he comes back, he's stuck in the turn 1 wall.
Okay. Well,
And here
that
comes
changes
the cavalry
everything.
down pit road. Absolutely it does.
Wow, okay. Race is on with 30 laps to go, boys.
They're still going to have to pit, but if we go green the rest of the way, are we going to see somebody possibly just take fuel?
Be ballsy.
This just opens up a whole new ball game for Scott Ramler and Daniel Krim now. Oh! The 19 just loses it coming out of his pit box. Did you see that?
Hit the
Mike?
gas too. I did. He hit the gas a little bit too early right there. Trying to get all he can.
Oh yeah, just steps on it.
He steps on it and he was like, oh.
That's going to mark. And look at all the nose damage.
I don't know if it's worth it to come down and get that fixed or not. I would come down and get it fixed.
I would too. 100%. But Mike, an eventful first half of this race. We've seen some penalties get pushed out by iRacing. We saw a bunch of lead changes, but at the end of this whole run, Charles Robertson had about a 3-4 second lead over Josh Vidal. And I'm curious if we're going to see more people come back down pit road possibly.
And Dallas Driscoll's unfortunately going to have to be pulling off here shortly, so I don't think he's going to be able to finish this race in that 5 machine. So,
oh no! Hope everything's okay. But there's Rambler coming down, grabbing some more fuel. And you're right, Mike. The 19 comes down pit road and tries to service the vehicle for whatever damage it has left. And that's one good thing about Pocono, Mike. A long, very long pace lap.
yes.
You can get a lot fixed in a 2-minute pace lap.
It rivals up there with how long Daytona Talladega are.
Good thing it's not like Coda. Good thing we don't have cautions at road courses.
No kidding. But yeah, Dallas Driscoll said that he's going to run this next lap and pull off going in to the pit road in turn 3 on this next lap, and he's going to be done for the night.
That's unfortunate. He was having a decent run too tonight, plus 7 spots.
Mm-hmm.
But Mike, what is something that has caught your eye for the first part of this race?
You know, it seems like what we seen, the drama between the championship chasers with Krim's penalty and then having, Scotty Rambler having his penalty. It was just, it's been interesting that way. But this restart, AJ, is going to be a whole different story.
There it is, green flag back in the air. Robertson with an excellent launch. Goes back up towards the top. Driscoll, who has mentioned that he's going to have to withdraw from the race, running in P2, giving him a little bit of straight time.
No! Oh, my goodness! Oh, no.
Oh, boy, indeed, Mike. I guess
no.
That's a way to see your exit.
Yeah, championship contender, championship leader. Oh.
Good thing for Josh, there's not a lot of damage. Actually, I don't think there is any damage.
But he might need to come get another set of tires because those things are going to be used up.
Yep, thank you, iRacing, for finally putting in flat spots. See what ended up happening here. We'll jump on board with Josh for the. So the 5's already loose. The 5's kind of checking up to save the car. And Josh just taps him the wrong way, and they both go for a little bit of a ride.
And that's
Driscoll. Oh yeah, he was really loose.
Yep, he was very loose. Oh, hard impact. That wall at a bad angle down there, driver's side, never good to see. But that's a bike drop moment right there, if you ask anybody else.
Well, Mike, you mentioned hard hits. Pocono has a lot of them. The one that I always go back to is Elliott Sadler with the whole engine coming out of the car.
That was a hard one, but I go further back. I go back to Steve Parkdale Jr., 2002.
Yeah, want to talk about it?
Yeah, Steve Park and Dale Jr. first lap of the race. They got together on the short chute there, going into the tunnel turn, and shot off into the infield into the grass and about to destroy the entire guardrail. And Steve Park was up there flipping. It was wild.
Like a super speedway flip?
Yes. But we got takers on pit road. Krim, Fry, Rambler, Vidal. Oh, Krim's
how about
gonna
not Krim?
He flipped it. He was like, nope.
Not today.
Hey, Twisted's been liking these cautions because he keeps getting his laps back. So he's like, keep going, boys.
Now, lap 44 of 70. I will say, it's been very entertaining. We had a very nice-sized green flag run with pit stops. We've gotten a couple yellows, but it's bunched everybody back together and going to make the end of this race hopefully very, very interesting, not just for us, but for the wonderful people watching at home. As Robertson is going to be your race leader, then it's Nate Arlowski, Daniel Krim, Scott Ramler, Josh Vidal, Janae Jenkins, and Ryan Fry, your top 7. Twisted is back out on pit road. Should be getting the 1 to go next time by. Everybody, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
It is feature time in Tulsa. Let's go green.
He's got the run, but isn't enough. It's a drag race to the finish. Culver goes from 3rd to 1st in the last quarter.
Experience the world's most legendary racing events with iRacing. iRacing special events allow any member to compete in full-length multiplayer races based on some of the biggest events in motorsports all year round. Compete in virtual endurance races such as the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, and the Nürburgring 24 Hours. Take on some of the toughest races on the NASCAR calendar, such as the Daytona 500 and the Coke 600. We have races from disciplines across the racing world, from the Indy 500 to the Chili Bowl, from the Bathurst 1000 to the Crandon Championship. Our endurance special events utilize iRacing's team feature, where members can sign up and race together on their own team, swapping drivers throughout the race. Other events use iRacing Super Sessions, where you're not only racing against those on track, but against everyone taking part. As every race progresses, watch and feel the track change with progressive time of day, dynamic weather and rain, and dynamic track debris and surface changes. Take on your favorite discipline or try a brand new racing challenge with our biggest races of the year, the iRacing Special Events. Learn more at iracing.com/special-events.
Welcome to another All-Star 15 TV production. Brought to you by W Energy.
We're back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Green flag back in the air. And a great launch by the 18 as he crosses the start-finish line to put 25 laps left on the board. Battle now is for second as they head down into turn number 1. It's Krim on the inside, Orlowski on the outside. And Krim's going to throw it into turn number 1. They're going to start going single file. Krim wants the lead. Krim wants to take a chunk back from Robertson and Vidal, and right now it is all Charles Robertson with a half a second over Daniel Krim going into the tunnel turn. Ooh, Nate's fighting back. Nate had a really good tunnel turn there.
He did, and I was watching Ramler back there too. Ramler didn't have a good tunnel turn behind Jenkins, so Ramler's struggling now with Ryan Fry going past him. That 11 machine's struggling.
I don't think he's struggling.
I think he's playing his cards.
Yep. I think he's going to save for a couple laps.
You think Josh Vidal's struggling because he just got passed by Twisted, even though that's not technically for a spot?
I thought you were going to say that's technically not possible.
Maybe Josh and Ramler are doing the fuel strategy move. They're going to try to take it all the way to the end on fuel.
It's going to be very close. 23 laps was the most we got earlier as we're on board with Josh Vidal. He is off the throttle for a very long period of time.
I think they're saving fuel, to be honest. But we'll see.
Jump up to Sky Rambler. See if we hit the coast button, it'll all go into turn number 1. What does that tell you?
Yep.
And that is a long coast.
Yep. So we got 2 guys doing the fuel strategy to try to make it all the way to the end.
The issue is, well, I guess it's not an issue. It's either going to work or they're going to catch a caution and then everybody's back out on the racetrack together.
We're going to find out, folks.
But up front, Prim in second. Orlowski sitting in third. Orlowski putting a good couple laps together. Last time, over a 10th faster than Daniel Krim. Let's check this time by as we're going to cross the start-finish line. Krim with a 55.61 to Orlowski's 55.66, all under the same ballpark. As Charles Robertson is going to continue to pull away. Let's see if the leaders are kind of on the same strategy here. Now that 18 is just running his normal line at his normal pace. Out of 3 he goes down the long, very long front stretch. As lap 50's on the board, 20 laps to go. And it doesn't even look like he's attempting to save. And that's really going to make it close. At least your top 3 definitely cannot make it. Robertson, Prim, and Orlowski all last pit on lap 39. So that is probably a good indication on why they're not even attempting it. But their strategy-wise, I feel like they're behind the 8 ball.
They very well could be behind the 8 ball. We're just going to have to see how it plays out here.
You mentioned it before we went live, Mike. Pocono has always had some crazy strategies to it. Go through the years with Pocono. What races really caught your memory that you look back to whenever NASCAR comes here?
For Pocono wise?
Yes, sir.
I'd say Pocono wise that, you know, like Denny Hamlin winning his rookie year, sweeping it in 2006 stands out in my mind. Dale Jr.'s Pocono sweep in 2014. Jeff Gordon's rain win in 2012 and 2007 stands out in my mind. And Ryan Blaney getting his first win in 2017. That kind of all stands out in my mind. And then we had the Kyle Larson into the wall in 21 to allow Alex Bowman to win in the last lap. So, I mean, all those races stand out to me. AJ, what about you?
For me, I kind of have to steal one of yours. It's got to be Ryan Blaney's first win in the number 21 Wood Brothers car. He held off Kevin Harvick for what felt like an eternity, and just to see that team, even though it's kind of helped out by Penske, to just see that team get a win and how they took it, and now look at how the Wood brothers are running now. Because we all remember Trevor Bayne at Daytona. That 21 didn't really start to get good until Ryan Blaney got into it. Di Benedetto had a couple good runs. I know you go back to Bristol that one year. But I think Ryan helping out that team really put them in a spot to where now Josh Berry is really starting to shine with them.
Now you got to think too. Harrison Burton won that walk-off win at Daytona last year.
Yes, also true. Good pull. I forgot about that. Yeah, jumps into the playoffs and immediately gets bounced.
Yep, because that's what happens with this playoff system that everybody loves. Everybody loves. That was sarcasm.
Oh, I know. I was trying to come up with a good one after that. But I also got to think about Chris Buescher. Didn't Buescher get his first win here too? In like a completely fogged out race?
Yes, he did. And that 34 machine for front row back in the day.
It never rained, but they couldn't see anything.
Yep. That was on a Monday too, because it rained the day before.
I love Monday races because I get to watch them at work.
You know, I love Monday races too, back when, I didn't have to work a 9 to 5 every single day, and you could have a day off on a Monday.
I liked it when I didn't have to be an adult.
Uh-huh.
But next week, we are going to the home in NASCAR for the final race of the season, Charlotte Motor Speedway. 120 laps to crown a champion. Since we are just under 20 laps to go into tonight's race, Mike, what do you think we're going to expect with these drivers getting around Charlotte next week?
Well, Charlotte's going to prove to be a wild card race, that's for sure. We're going to be slip sliding around. You got the bumps in 3 and 4. Easy to cut the grass in the front straightaway, or turf, I should say, and get really loose off of 2 and off of 4. So I think we're just going to see a wild card race next week. Depending on how many people show up too, yeah, definitely wild card craziness coming next week to cap off the season.
And right now, it's going to be Charles Robertson's championship to lose. Josh Vidal, if this strategy works out, we're going to be singing a completely different tune. But as it sits right now, Robertson sitting in first, Orlowski in second, and Jenkins
like
battling with Krim for third.
I was going to say, I think Krim's starting to save fuel because Jenkins just passed him like he was sitting still going into 3.
Yeah, but if you're going to save fuel, Mike, you would expect you would start when the run starts.
You would think, but some people like to go a little bit hard early on and then they start saving toward the end. Yep, he's starting to save.
Yeah, he finally just started clutching it. Hey Mike, how about that? How about the White Sox last night signing a pitcher, and 8 hours later he throws 6 scoreless innings, and only allowed 2 hits against the Mariners.
Yeah, it was a good pickup for the Sox. Just, they need to get more players, more money. Spend money, please. That's all I can say. Spend money.
I mean, the Yankees, bottom of the 9th, just walked it off. First pitch of the 9th inning. Beating the Texas Rangers.
I was going to say, the month of May is normally the month of May. May and June, for the most part. I tune off for baseball for a little bit just because playoffs are heating up for hockey and basketball. And then once that gets done, I start getting slowly back into baseball in June and July.
I'm absolutely psychotic when it comes to sports. As you know, I watch it all.
Yes.
Hell, my alarm clock in the morning is the Rangers goal horn.
I don't think I could do that. I need a regular alarm to get me up. But here's the thing, AJ. I'm always wide awake before my alarm even goes off anyway. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, I hate that. Like, 5 minutes before my alarm clock goes off, I wake up and I was like, no, it was so nice.
Yeah, you look at the time and you're like, I thought I had 2 hours left.
Orlowski's about to have some company. Jenkins is running about a tenth and a half faster than, honestly, both Robertson and Orlowski. That 19 is moving. Trying to watch the gains here a little bit, but
it's just going to be very interesting to see what's gonna happen going on the next 10 laps.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all this play out, pal. As Orlowski is hitting pit road, here we go. Can't make it is heading down towards box.
Yep, Nate's gonna be the first one.
Robertson and Krim should be coming within the next couple laps too, to take their last service of the night, and that will hand it over to Jenkins. As Krim is right back and starting to put pressure on the 19 once again. Any takers? Nope. Ramler back there in that fourth position. He's right around 9 seconds back from the leader. Trying to take care of everything, make it at least towards the finish. But Robertson and Krim should be coming down in the next couple laps, Mike.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting here as we're coming down to 10 laps to go. What's Ramler, what's Vidal going to do? Are they going to be able to make it? Is everybody else going to run out?
How hard is it to save that much fuel, Mike?
Oh, it's very hard. Trust me, I try to save fuel and I can never do it. But what they're doing, if they can make this work, it's going to be very impressive.
Absolutely, it'll be impressive. I can't wait to talk to them if they end up making it work.
Jeff Burton once said, normally you try to win the race going as fast as you can, but we're going to find out who's going to win this race trying to go the slowest that they can.
It's like the last couple Daytona races where nobody wants to run full throttle.
So we're down to 10 to go, folks. It's going to heat up here. Who's going to be the first one to blink?
I don't know. And that's really what I'm waiting for.
Oh, here we go, Krim. First one to blink. Now we wait.
Yeah, there's Krim. Robertson is literally the last one that we're waiting for.
He's taking tires too. I would not take tires. I would just get gas and go.
No, I wouldn't be either. You're just wasting more and more time.
Oh, I think Robertson's coming in. I saw some flames coming out of that side. Yep, he's coming in. Here we go. Can you just imagine the point swing that what's going to happen if Vidal and Ramla can make this happen, make this work?
I got nothing on that because Jenkins is now on the point, and I don't think that 19 has been saving whatsoever.
How about Ryan Fry? He's in third. Can that man stay out there and save gas? Coming to 7 to go. Robinson got out of pit road in front of Krim, so that's going to be a battle for 6th. Nate Orlowski's ahead of them. If Jenkins, Ramler, Fry, and Vidal all run out of gas, Nate Orlowski can be in position to win this race. Just saying.
And Jenkins isn't even saving either. Oh, can you?
Oh, well, Orlowski's about to get passed by Robertson here off of 3. They just ran him down. Oh, Krim's got a big run here. Oh, Robinson throwing a little bit of block back here.
You know they're battling for position too.
And they're trying to, whoever's trying to get ahead of Orlowski's knowing that if the front 4 run out of gas. Oh, they're going to split them. Yes, they are. 3 wide.
Coming out of turn number 1, and they all 3 make it work.
Oh my goodness, are we going to be 3 wide into the tunnel turn? Oh, hold on to your butts, folks. 6 to go. Nobody's going to give an inch now. But they make it work. Ramler's about to catch Jenkins for the lead. Just about 2nd back. Twisted to come into pit road there.
And I don't think Ramler is saving anymore.
He must feel confident that he can make it to the end.
We're 6 laps out, Mike. It's do or die at this point.
Well, and here's the thing, too. If you run out of gas, you better hope you run out of gas going into turn 3 to make it back to pit road. Because if you run out of gas going into 1, you ain't making it back.
There goes the 19 down pit road. The lead goes back to Scott Ramler.
And Josh Vidal just got passed by Ryan. No, not passed. Sorry. He's looking for the pass on Ryan Fry here. Off of 3. Vidal gonna clear him with ease. So Vidal's 2nd.
I think Ryan, in a way, was trying the same strategy, making it to the end without having to pit.
Can it be done? The top 3, can they make it? They got 5 laps, folks. And you got everybody else coming behind them that it's like full board. They're just gonna go. They don't need to save.
An 18 and a half second gap from 1st to 2nd. That's gross.
Well, I said over under about 15 earlier tonight, so.
Yeah, the way they were running, I didn't see it. Now, it's all I can see. Holy cow. That's gonna be very, very sketchy. Charles Robertson last time by a 55.07 to Ryan Fry's 59.12. That's Charles a 4-second different lap time.
Charles might be able to pass Ryan Fry and Vidal here in the next 4 laps because he's gaining quick.
Yeah.
But can they make it?
Can you imagine being 4 seconds slower? Right, that he's on 23 lap old tires. That's a huge differential.
He's gonna pass him here, no problem.
Robinson's probably gonna take 2nd place. And I don't think...
Oh, wow.
Ryan's going to get out of the way.
Oh,
What the heck?
Oh my goodness!
Ryan just rode him all the way up to the wall.
Okay. That just allowed Krim to... Okay.
I have
AJ,
no
I'm
clue
gonna
what we saw there.
I'm gonna let you speak on that, AJ. That was something.
I didn't see anything that the 18 did wrong.
Well, while you're watching that, Krim goes to second, just past Vidal. Robertson passing Vidal. So now I got Krim second, Robertson third, but...
Yeah, Ryan's coming up the racetrack. There's a little bit of contact as Ryan is clearly going up the racetrack. The 18 is there. 18 bounced off the wall. Wow. I get you want to stay in the top 5, but... Or top 3, what have you.
He could be fighting the car, too, because he looked like that thing took off in one, like the nose took off in turn 1. So, but we got dual popsicle sticks up in the air, and Rambler's already heading to the tunnel turn.
Yeah, Rambler through the tunnel turn over 21 seconds. Nobody in sight. Not a soul.
Robinson's trying to get Krim here for second, going into the tunnel turn. But Rambler's going to come around out of turn 3 here. He's going to see the white flag, sponsored by
the Wrestling with Nerds podcast. New episodes every Monday, with the special one tomorrow night after the regular Nerds show, as the white flag is out, a 20-second gap to P2.
Can he make it on fuel? That's all we need to know. Can he make it?
How fast you got to be going to run out and still grab the win?
If he runs out and probably runs out at going in off of 2, he should be able to make it. But Robertson and Krim are battling hard for second. Oh, Robertson's got a big run here, going into the tunnel turn. Will he make his move? He's got a good draft on him. Oh, he's going to back off.
Gonna have a nice run, though, as Rambler is going to cross the line and take the dominant win.
And Robertson going for second. He's going. He's going to dive it in there.
Is it going to stick?
It will.
It will. Charles Robertson's going to come out of turn 3 and take the win. Daniel Krim coming home in third. Fourth, it's Josh Vidal. Nader Orlowski in 5th. Shanae Jenkins in 6th. Brian Fry with just a little bit more to go, and he will finish 7th. And Twisted's going to finish 8th. But Mike, what a crazy race. I did not see after that penalty Scott Rambler coming away with the win here this evening.
And he's doing the backward parade lap. That 11 machine. That's impressive stuff.
It was really impressive. Probably if we did like a driver voting kind of thing, like what F1 does, probably I would think out of the two of us, I don't know who you would pick, but I would definitely send it over to the 11 for having the issue earlier in the race and being able to bounce back through strategy to come away with a very, very dominant win.
I mean, I would say him or Krim, because they both fired back really impressively. But But while we're watching Rambler do his thing, Charles Robinson, Daniel Krim's in the Winning View waiting room. So, AJ, you want to take Krim and I'll take Robinson then?
Sure. Daniel
I'm
Krim,
good.
it's AJ and Mike. Congratulations on the P3 finish. How was it out there, pal?
Definitely could have gone a little better. I'll take the little wins when I can get them, I guess.
Well, you were all over the top 5 this evening. You qualified second, finished third. Had a heck of a battle towards the end with Charles Robertson. And what happened with the two of you? It looked like there was going to be contact, but it looked like at the end of it you let off. Take us through the last couple laps.
Well, I was in between strategies for that last run. I was thinking either go all out and try to pit and keep going, or if I wanted to try to save. And the math in my head didn't really math right. I didn't pass calculus for a reason. And I thought maybe I could, be turning off the engine and save, and I did save more than I thought I could, but I think ultimately with the auto fuel on, I think that's ultimately what screwed me on the end there, because I didn't lift. I was out of gas. I ran out in the 3, but if I had the fuel, I think I would have had him off of 3. Kind of in reverse of Iowa last week, maybe, but I said last week this is one of those 50-50 races for me. Either I'm really good or I'm not that good here. I think I'm better in the higher horsepower cars that I can kind of kick out a little bit more, a little easier. Because if I can get it to settle on the right rear here, I'm a lot faster, I feel like, a lot more consistent. But this car here, especially with it being so low to the ground in turn 1 where you're hitting the bumps in the middle lane, I cannot seem to get this car to stay loose on a long run, at least not in dirty air. So that's what kind of put me back early on, and I was kind of fighting back since. And then, of course, that pit road penalty didn't do me any favors. I was close, just didn't have it, and I was trying everything I could because I knew that this to even have a shot at the championship next week, I needed to get as many points as possible, and
you only
tried
gained
that,
1.
But yeah, I think that kind of puts us. Well, I think that kind of puts the two of them, being Robertson and Vidal, closer
tied
together. Yeah, I was thinking they were probably tied or 1 apart now. I think I'm still plus 10 back, so I need to have a really good lucky week next week, and for them to not have one for me to get that elusive championship. So it probably won't be my season again, but even if I can't win it, I'm still going to come swinging next week at Charlotte for sure. I know the All-Star race we had for XMS, for your race, first race over there, broadcasting, I was on pole, had probably the fastest car on new tires for sure. So hopefully you want to get a little bit of that magic, and then a little bit of that Alan Fox long run speed, or Scott Rambler long run speed, and see if I can't make something happen there. Gonna have to use this week as a good litmus test for that. But yeah, we'll go to next week and see if I can at least finish out the season strong.
Well, talk about your beautiful sponsors in the car.
Yeah, I've got plenty of them. Of course, you got you guys on the All-Star 15. Thank you guys again for broadcasting, both at XMS before and here in ACAR now. Definitely want to give a shout out to Brian's Motorsports on the hood there in Harrisville, Tennessee, for custom automotive and truck needs, wheels, tires, suspension, everything you need. Beard Struggle, use Crim20 for 20% off. TheBeardStruggle.com. JTZ Home Services, Nerds 3 Nerd Things Podcast, Regenerative Sports, Honey Hill Farm, JVM Graphics down in Florida for your custom vinyl work, Broad Trucking, Wrestling with Nerds, McConey Setup Shop, AC Cages. Of course, go drink some hard seltzer and celebrate the win if you can get your little wins tonight. And they're not on the car, but also want to give a shout out to American Suppressor Systems LLC out of Montana. Been a long season. We'll go give it a shot next week, and hopefully have a good run next week and into season 3.
All right, pal. We'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of the week, and we'll see you at Charlotte.
Yes, sir. See y'all then.
Daniel Krim, everybody. Mike, here's P2 Charles Robertson.
Charles, Mike, AJ in the booth. You got us.
Yeah, I got y'all.
Man, led 42 laps tonight. You finished second. You started third. Talk to me about your race overall, and give me a little talk about the strategy that you wanted to do. Did you want to run it long there at the end and try to save fuel, or did you play it out how you played it out and came in and pitted there?
I mean, it was a it was a good race. It was fun. It was definitely some strategy going on there at the end, but I was just trying to basically run it dry and take right sides. I feel like the 26 was saving a good bit, and I thought I could come out, and at least be right there on them, and then I think it was the 28, whoever it was, took four fresh, I think. But it played out all right. I'm glad to get second, but still, next week I don't know about next week. Charlotte's not one of my best tracks.
Well, we're going to Charlotte next week. The points have been updated. You and Josh Vidal are tied for the championship going to the final race of the season. Talk to me about Charlotte and how you feel about the race, and talk to me what you need to do to win the championship.
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it all depends how how he's going to be running during the race, and if it's going to come down to me having to finish in front of him, or do I have to win the race, or it's just stuff like that. So honestly, I don't know. This is one of those deals where we just got to wait until the race starts and we get there and stuff.
Well, before we let you get out of here to celebrate the second place finish, any sponsors you want to plug tonight?
No, but want to thank the sponsors for the league and you guys for broadcasting it. My teammate Twist. It was a fun race. The Pocono is definitely a fun track to run.
Well, Charles, congratulations again on the strong finish tonight, and enjoy the holiday weekend, and we will catch you next week in Charlotte.
Yeah, you guys too. Take it easy.
All right, it's time to talk to our P1 finisher. From a speeding penalty to the win, it's the driver of the number 11, Scott Ramler. Damn, dude. Way to come back from that and put on a clinic at Pocono Raceway.
Yep. The math was mathin', so I decided to save fuel.
Yeah, we noticed that. You were sinking like a rock. And I was like, is he saving? We jumped on in car and we just saw the tachometer just right to zero. But how was it out there, pal? I know you enjoy these strategy races a little bit because it allows you to. It's a driver's race at that point.
Yeah, it really allows for some tomfoolery. I got to play around. Didn't really have a whole lot outside of my windshield on that last run, so aside from just keeping within the lap times that I had put up in my head, which was around 57 seconds, it was pretty straightforward right there at the end. We had the speed to go wheel to wheel with these guys if we wanted to, and I think we proved that in the first run. But yeah, it ultimately came down to who wasn't afraid to shut their car off going into the turns to save fuel and get that extra lap and a half that I ended up saving.
That's amazing. Did you know that you were going to be close from the time you came out of the out of pit lane on lap 44?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I knew I was either going to miss it by the end, like the entry to turn 3, or I was going to have about a half a lap extra. And I ended up having about a half a lap extra fuel.
Which allowed you to spin it around and take it backwards like you qualified this afternoon.
Yeah, I I had a bit of a day at work at the new job, so joined in, wanted to have some fun, wanted to start from the back and race everybody, and ended up in victory lane. So good finish to the day.
All right, pal. Well, before we let you go, I hope we see you at Charlotte next week for the championship race. But yeah, plug those beautiful sponsors.
Yep, got to thank McConey Setup Shop and Jeff McConey. Been with him for quite a while. Always good to bring home another dub. I want to thank you guys in the broadcast, AJ and All-Star 15, for putting everything on. Ryan Fry for putting on and organizing, ACAR, Joe for moderating, and everybody that came out to race tonight.
All right, pal. Like I said, I hope we see you next Wednesday at Charlotte. Stay safe and enjoy your win and the rest of your week, pal.
All right, will do. Thank you, guys.
All right, Scott Ramler, your race winner this evening. Mike, take us home.
Well, AJ, that was a very entertaining race. A lot more entertaining than I think you and I thought we was going to have tonight, which is always a good thing. So the fuel strategy at the end, man, that's what I kind of expected we were going to see, and it played out to be a great story, and I'm looking forward to this awesome championship battle that we're going to have next week. Reminds me of 2011 with Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards tied and going into the final race of the season.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. That's going to be fun, but here's the thing. There's no ties in this, which is going to make it so much easier. Because I think they tied at the end of that race, and it had to go to a...
basically what did wins? It was Tony Stewart's win.
That has to be a kicker. But everybody, thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow. Next week, we go to Charlotte Motor Speedway for the finale of Season 3 of ACAR. Or Season 2 of ACAR. We'll see you there. Mike, as always, thank you. And have a very fun and safe time at Indianapolis Motor Speedway this weekend for the Indy 500.
Thank you, sir. Everybody else, enjoy your holiday weekend. Also, remember to be safe and don't be stupid.
Yeah, Scott. Don't be stupid. Bye, everybody.